So let's start off with some pretty big news here. The Legend of Zelda, the Wii U version. I remember at E3 2000, oh my god, 11, they had a demo for a Legend of Zelda game that would eventually be on the Wii U. And it would go through twists and turns, become an open world game. It would go from sort of a Twilight Princess look to cell shaded. They kept pushing it back, first from the end of 2015 about to like 2016, and now they're pushing it back again. It's going to come out now March 2017. But here's the kicker, folks. Folks. What's a FOTE? It will be released on 2 systems simultaneously. The Wii U and the new Nintendo NX system. Kind of an unexpected move, and this was revealed during a Nintendo's shareholders press conference call from President Kimishima. Originally, they said, a lot of people said, Ian was saying, this holiday seemed reasonable, and a lot of people in the industry said this holiday was going to be when it was going to be released, since the last Nintendo system came out holiday November, December 2006. The Wii, and then the Wii U came out in a similar time frame in 2012. I always maintained that 4 years in between systems was way too quick, especially for Nintendo. They usually like to have at least 5. And this at least is closer to my guess, but it's better for everyone because it's 4.5 years between systems. It's not as unreasonable as 4 years. And you don't have to have that long-ass wait until 5, because honestly, at this point, what new games are going to be on the Wii U going forward? They just came out with Star Fox Zero, which has gotten pretty good reviews. I know some people have complained about the controls. I just talked to Gerard, the completionist, this past weekend, and he said that people are up in arms over really nothing about the controls, especially since you can turn off motion and things like that. Other than that, there's nothing really else on the horizon for Nintendo. Obviously, third-party support is terrible on the Wii U. It's almost non-existent. So they have Pokemon, Sun and Moon coming out later in the year, but that's what, 3DS. It's not even Wii U. So really, this is it. This is your last game, Legend of Zelda on Wii U. But people are upset. They want it out now. But you have to understand something. It's more important for Nintendo not to please you about getting the Legend of Zelda Wii U out earlier versus making sure that the NX has a successful launch. Because Nintendo's losing money right now. They had a bad fiscal quarter. No one's buying the 3DS anymore, because everyone has one. The integration, with the consumers, it's basically saturated at this point. And not many more people are going to buy the Wii U. They have to make money somehow, and the NX is the solution to both. Really, the handheld slowing down and the Wii U being dead in the water. So this is a smart move, a very smart move, not just because I said they should wait until 2017 to launch, because they're choosing a reason which I didn't think about at first. But remember when the Wii U came out originally in November of 2012, it had a horrific, laughably bad launch lineup. It was 23 games about, or 24. But of those 23, 24, yeah, you had your Batman Arkham, game that wasn't an exclusive, but it was like its own Armored Core edition. You had like Assassin's Creed 3 Wii U version. There was nothing exclusive really on the system when it came out. There was no reason for people to say, "Oh, I want to buy the Wii U." These were like the big exclusive launch titles. You ready? You had Nintendo Land, which was a pack-in. That was a glorified tech demo. Fun game, but it was a tech demo. New Super Mario Bros. U. Good game, successful game for when it came out. But that was really your only strong launch title out of the bunch. You had a mediocre game called Rabbids Land. Wish Ian was here to tell me about it. And then you had Zombie U, which while I played a little bit of, I thought was fun. That's not really the sort of fiery lineup you want for exclusive launch titles. All the rest of the titles that came out, just about all of them, you could get on either the PC as well or PS3 and the 360. So this is a great move. Because remember, when Twilight Princess came out, it was when the GameCube was winding down. And so that was sort of the last big GameCube title, and it was a Wii launch title as well. And you know what? Nintendo's probably like, yeah, we remember that Wii being successful, and not that it was because the Wii was not successful because of Twilight Princess being a launch title, but it didn't hurt. It sure as hell didn't hurt. And you know why I know that? Because when I see Twilight Princesses out there, I say 80 to 90% of the ones I see are Wii versions and not GameCube. So that probably did urge people who even had a GameCube to say, you know what? I want the slightly better graphics, man. I want the gimmicky motion controls, and I'll try that out. I'm going to go for the Wii launch version of Twilight Princess and not the GameCube. So this is a very smart move. Very smart move. And you know what? I might be on board right away. The last two consoles, the Wii U, I waited a good, 8-9 months to buy it. And the original Wii, I waited over a year. Over a year to buy it. I say, yeah. So I'm going to be on board right away with this. Not sure I'm a big fan of the cel-shaded Legend of Zelda, but open world Zelda, yeah, why not? And even pushing back the launch window 3-4 months gives Nintendo, very important, time to work better with third-party developers, get them under their wing, and have really good third-party launch titles available right out of the gate. Not just your Batman game and your Assassin's Creed that are already out in other systems. I'm talking games that will be coming out simultaneously on Xbox One and your PS4 to finally have that sort of Nintendo integration of third-party support that can stand up to the other two big dogs. And I think that's what Nintendo's banking on here. Time to get those dev kits out to those developers right away, 6 months in advance, 7 months in advance, and just simply port the game over. Because early reports are that porting the games over to the Wii U is going to be insanely simple based upon the NX architecture that's going to be inside it. So I'm very happy about this. Very happy. Now, the other news is that Nintendo NX will not be shown off at E3 this year. They're going to forego that. Which, at first I was kind of like surprised because that's their sort of chance to, make a big splash. But then again, their Nintendo Directs are their own direct marketing, and you know what? Not only is it a lot cheaper to have a smaller booth, and they will be showing off Legend of Zelda at E3 this year, but they don't need to rent out the Nokia Theater next door anymore, or, hire 40 booth babes and 60 other employees to work Nintendo's, Treehouse booth. I think they had their Treehouse section with their layout. They don't have to do that. Just produce our cute little 10, 15-minute web videos we'll put out quarterly, and we'll release it on our time, and it'll have just the same effect, if not better, getting the word out than going through IGN or Polygon or any of these other maybe soon-to-be defunct game news networks that are really going the way of the dodo. Well, E3 definitely is, if this is any sign. Hate to say it, E3, but you might have peaked 3-4 years ago, and now with YouTubers spreading the news and the companies themselves, the publishers themselves spreading the news, it's not really needed. The trade show, it's not. We got social media now. We don't need that. Hate to say it. So NX March launch window. That's a strange window to launch in. Hasn't happened before, but has it? Remember that NES system? Remember that one? Yes, it test marketed in the New York area in October and fall and early winter of 85, but in spring 86, they started rolling that puppy out to more regions in the U.S., like L.A. and others. So it could work. It could be fine. And this gives them a good, I'd say, 2.5 years, even if there is a PS5 and Xbox 2 or something, which at this point I don't see there being full versions of. I think we're done with the console generations, which I'll get into later. Even if that happens, though, that gives Nintendo a good 2.5 to 3 years at least of having hardware that's just as powerful or almost as the Xbox One and the PS4 to have the same third-party support in all three systems, and Nintendo gets right back into the action. Right back in. So I think this is a great move. I don't see why people are complaining about this, especially if they remembered that the Wii U launch titles were absolute garbage, and that really, besides the awful name that everyone thought it was a Wii add-on, and people still think that, some people, that really hurt the Wii U out of the gate, not having really good launch titles. And now you got a chance. Maybe you'll see Call of Duty Infinite on the NX. I almost called it the Wii NX just because, it's kind of a habit after calling two systems the same thing in a row, which is ridiculous. So good on you, Nintendo. People saying gloom and doom on Nintendo. I mean, you're going to say that anyway. There's people out there that think every move Nintendo makes is bad, whether it's waiting to actually have a decent launch lineup for their system, or saying, oh, you're pushing back Zelda because I want to play it. Well, I'm sorry. You're going to have to wait to see. It's going to be a good game, but you're going to have to wait a little bit.